back immediately, live from the Expo Hall. I'm A.M. Grabelny, one of your hosts, with Farrah Campbell, another host here. And we're going to be interviewing somebody, but I don't know.
I don't know if they're going to show up. I mean, I've been looking for him. I haven't seen him yet, but maybe he's going to show up here in the next few seconds. I don't know.
Hold on. Wait, we've got somebody in our shot. Come here, sir. We're going to interview you now. We had somebody, we were supposed to interview someone, but we saw you walk through our shot, so we're going to interview you instead.
The right time, right moment, right place. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, you were here. That's exactly right. So tell us.
And he's also one of our AWS Serverless heroes, so we found one. Very exciting.
Okay, this is a high level of acting that we're doing right now. It's incredible level. Brad Pitt, George Clooney level acting here.
Am I going to get an Oscar?
Maybe. I feel like we're maybe doing more Keanu.
Can I get to be the first AWS acting hero? No, right?
Yes. Yeah. So please introduce yourself and tell us, other than acting, obviously, which is your specialty, what you're a hero of, all the things, please.
Sure, yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Luciano. I am an AWS Serverless hero. I work for a company called Fortiorem. We are a small consulting company. We do lots of AWS stuff, of course, mostly around serverless, high-performance computing, so really exciting things like that.
And you're heavily involved in open source. Could you talk about like some of the projects that you might be a part of, or?
Yeah, sure. Sure, like one of the projects that I'm mostly proud about is called MIDDY, M-I-D-D-Y. It's a middleware engine for Lambda if you use Node.js. And has a pretty good reach in the community. It's being also used by Power Tools from AWS, which is pretty amazing. So check it out if it's something that you like to use for Node.js Lambda projects. It's middy.js.org.
Now, you've also written a book. I wanted to talk about your book, too, because, again, a fellow Node.js programmer, we gotta boost up Node.js out there in the community. Tell us about your book. Tell us, one, who should buy it, which is everyone. I can answer that one for you. Everyone. Go out right now. The title, what it's about, what can it help me learn?
So it's not the kind of book that you should give to your grandmother for Christmas, but who knows, maybe that can be an idea.
My grandmother's a Node.js programmer.
Then perfect, then you have the perfect gift. So the book is called Node.js Design Patterns, nodejsdesignpatterns.com if you want to check out the website. And it's a book that we wrote because we felt that it's very easy to get started with Node.js, but then when you want to build something a little bit more ambitious, it is a bit tricky to figure out how to apply some of the traditional design patterns in the context of JavaScript and Node.js, where you have all this asynchronous stuff going on, and it doesn't really match the classic design patterns that you learn. And on top of that, there are a lot of new design patterns that exist only in JavaScript and Node.js just because it's a slightly different model. So the book tries to explore all these topics and also give you some advices on how, for instance, to do distributed systems and Redis and caching and front-end with back-end and all that kind of stuff.
Love it. How long did it take you to write the book?
So there has been like 3 editions of the book. We are 2 authors, and I think the last edition took us about 9 months. But it was like part-time. We both had full-time jobs, so doing it on the side. So it does take a significant long amount of time to write a book, I find, yeah.
So I have to ask, number one, is this your first London summit? I'm sure it's not your first AWS summit.
It is the second London summit. So
as a return visitor, what do you recommend for people who are new to the summit or are maybe thinking about next year? What are your top picks at the summit?
So my suggestion would be that there are a lot of amazing talks, but it's just very hard to keep up. So if you want to go and attend talks, make sure you prepare your agenda early on and just go to the room a little bit earlier to find your spot. But I will say that the biggest value that I personally get is just meeting people and doing networking. So even just walking around, don't be shy to stop people and ask, like, how are you, what do you do, and build connections that way.
This is the first time we actually got to meet in person. I know that we talk online all the time, but I mean, the summits are always a great place to learn or to meet new people. Like, we have lots of partners, community members, AWS folks.
All right. Slight alteration to the last question. What will you be doing at the summit?
I think here I'm meeting my team, first of all, because as a company, we are a remote-first company, so it's just another excuse to meet everyone in the team. And then the other thing, again, is do more networking, meet more people. Meet you guys here was amazing. And
Yeah, first time that we're meeting.
yeah, amazing. And I will attend a couple of talks that I'm really interested into, so that's probably... Oh, and there is an after party that is also very interesting. So.
The Serverless Espresso booth, gotta get some coffee there. I feel like that's a must stop by.
Oh, yes.
Like that's a must.
Yeah, that's always a cool thing to see live and get a coffee that way.
So other than Node.js, obviously, do you have any other specialty areas, any other areas of interest in AWS that you spend a lot of time? DevOps, serverless, containers, anything there?
Yeah, so one thing that I've been spending a little bit of time lately, I wouldn't call myself an expert, but is Rust, which of course is very trendy topic. The area where I think is still a little bit underappreciated and where I see a lot of potential for the future is actually in Lambda. So using Rust for Lambdas. I've seen phenomenal times in terms both of cold starts, but also the execution of the Lambda itself. So I think it's an area also with the whole trend of cost optimization and green computing where I think there is a big opportunity for Rust. So I think we will be seeing a lot more of that in the future.
And single binary too, just like Go. So that's for packaging, kind of a nice thing that you don't have this node modules folder that is a couple megabytes, right?
It is still, I think, trickier to build for Rust than it is for Node.js just because the ecosystem is building up right now. But I have to say that Lambda is a bit unique because you can take a big project with hundreds of Lambdas and you could decide to rewrite just one, like just the hot Lambda that costs you a lot of money. You don't have to rewrite everything. So I think that's kind of a unique use case for Rust.
So we're going to see a Rust book coming from you at any time here in the near future?
I don't feel that.
Rust and Lambda, maybe?
I wish, but I don't feel I'm at that level yet. So maybe in a few years, but not anytime soon.
I love that you mentioned the after party too. Any other ancillary event, like outside events, there's a lot of happy hours going on. Anything that you're attending in that regard? I know for me, I'm gonna go check out the MongoDB after event as well. Anything that caught your eye in that regard?
Honestly, I'm only signed up for this after party, but I know that there are lots of meetups in London, and I'm sure that anyone that is in kind of the cloud or serverless or AWS space, they will probably be doing something. So I think it's worth checking out which meetups are going on in the next few days.
And can you share with people where they can find the parties? I didn't know about the Mongo party, so now I'm feeling kind of left out.
Oh.
I'm missing out on something.
Yeah, I found it on Mongo's. I've been working a lot with Mongo lately and saw it on their website. But yeah, you can sign up for that. Where is home for you? Is London home?
So I am Italian, as everyone already guessed from the name and the accent, but I live in Dublin, Ireland. Okay. So I don't know what's my home because I feel disconnected between these two sides of me. One is Italian, one lives in Ireland. So hard to answer that question.
Do you regularly attend the Dublin meetup group? And if so, why should I go if I'm in Dublin?
Yeah, so actually, it's a good question because in Dublin, I think it's one of the oldest user groups. I think last year they celebrated like 10 years of existing as a user group, and they often get very famous speakers to even travel from other places to go there and talk. So I think if you are in Dublin, it's definitely a good group to be into just because it's very active, lots of people attending, and lots of good people also coming to speak.
I believe Ador was there talking about Lambda Power Tools, was he not?
Yes, he was there. There was recently a community day. There was also Danilo Poccia. Like you get a bunch of good speakers. So.
Will we see you speaking at the Dublin meetup?
I did speak some time ago, like a few months ago. I was talking about best practices for S3, specifically around pre-signed URLs. So you can probably find that talk, or at least the slides online.
I love that. One of the deceptively simple things to do. It's a lot of nuances. Exactly. Yeah, I love that.
It sounds like a good book title name. Just saying.
At least a white paper. I don't know if there is enough material for a book, but definitely a blog post and a white paper.
So we wrap very quickly here, about 30 seconds. what do you want our audience to leave with other than go buy the book, right? Anything else?
Yeah, what I can say is that I'm very active online, so if you want to follow me, you can find me at loige.co, is loige.co, and I have all my contacts there, so from there you can reach out to Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever. Other than that, I would say everyone enjoy the event and just make as many contacts as you possibly can, because that's the most value you can get from the event.
Definitely agree.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here.
Very happy to incidentally walk into this.
I can't believe we got such a great guest just randomly walking through our shot. It's pretty amazing. Hard to believe, but that's fate. All right, speaking of, we will be back in just a little bit. We're going to have more content coming to you from the desk, but us over here in the expo hall will be back with Deep Racer in just a little bit. So stay tuned for all the content coming up, and we'll see you then.